I remember doing a video. I posted a video on YouTube, I think in February this year, talking about our proposed agro-tourism project. You know, I said that this project has 5 clusters. Hacienda plantation, where, you know, investors can own land, you know, and own plantain plantations. I talk about Hacienda stays. Hacienda stays is like, you know, hospitality, which will be on this part of the land. I talk about Hacienda play, recreation on this part of the land, Hacienda grain for greenhouse farming on this part of the land, and then Hacienda spaces, which is more of commercial, right? All that will be on this part of the land. But I just want to give you guys an update on what we've done so far. So I'm just going to cross into the other side because this is the first parcel, which belongs to us. Then there is this road in between the both parcels. This road, it actually falls within our land, but we noticed that it's been serving as a road for villagers, you know, that live in that village and the ones that live in this village. And so we just decided to leave it like that instead of fencing it. It also serves as a corridor for us. You will see that we've done some fencing here. The reason we are using chain link fencing because this land is over 100 acres of land, and first of all, block fencing is just going to be cost effective, or it wouldn't make sense, you know, to fence like that. Besides, before we decided to use this fence, I had to go to 2 different similar projects. There's Almat Farms in Abuja. I went there to check it out, to see how they even fenced the entire land and see how they do their things. So I'm just going to go inside and show you what we've done so far with this project. So besides fencing part of the land, which would aid security and ensure that cows and herdsmen don't get access to the land, what we've also done is that we've started installing water infrastructure. So you would see that this water setup, it currently has 1 GP tank, but I was speaking to our consultant just now, who is the guy in black over there. Mr. Sylvester, say hi. Say hi, I just talked about you. Yeah, so the one in black and black, that's our consultant, right? And, you know, so first of all, he advised that we expand this. So instead of having 1 GP tank, we are going to have 2, right? And then in here, we have installed a solar pump, 2.5 horsepower solar pump. On top, we have solar panels. We have 4 solar panels, but if you're installing a second GP tank, we are going to be installing an extra 4 solar panels. That we have done. So water is not going to be a problem. Now, the reason we decided to install water, you see, most farmers will say, oh, let's plant during the rainy season, let's wait for rain. But we have decided that we don't want to wait for rain, right? We want to control the entire process. So we are going to be using irrigation, right? We are going to be using irrigation. We are going to be providing the water so that we can predict, you know, when our plants will grow and all that. Another thing that we've done is that we've planted some acres of land, roughly 10 acres of land of plantain. I'm just going to show you, and some of them have started sprouting. I'm just going to show you okay, yes, let's see that one. I'm just going to show you some of them already. You can see this one, it's sprouted already, this one. And then if you go this way, you will see this other one, it's sprouted, right? If you go another 2.5 meters thereabout, there is this one here, this one. So that's the thing with these plantains, they are not equal. This one hasn't sprouted, yes, but you can see the green, you know, something is happening there, you know, so it's going to sprout soon. Then see this one too, you know, and they're just everywhere, right? They're just everywhere. We planted up to that point. Now, what we are doing now is that we are reviewing what we've done. So we are expanding our water capacity to ensure that we can produce more water. Then we are getting ready to install irrigation lines for all the plantains. However, before we install irrigation lines, we have to, design the architecture. So how are pipes going to go, where are we going to put tanks to support the water, that is going to flow, along these irrigation lines. Another thing is that we need to wait for the plantains to at least get to close to my knee level. And that's what our expert has said. At least the smallest one should be that first one I showed you, so that they can trace the irrigation lines. Now that's what we've done so far. We also have security men on site to protect this place. Now, by the end of, when we plant everything we intend to plant, we would have planted all through, down to the end, around 50 acres. Actually, I decided to cut it off at 40 acres so that we plant like 10 acres of just vegetables, because we want to have like a vegetable farm where we have pepper, we have, garden egg and stuff like that. That is different from the Hacienda green that we want to set up. Now, let me tell you something about, what we are doing, because we are also planning another project. We call it Palm City, where we are going to plant oil palm. Now, the reason we are doing this, which is acquiring lands in areas that most people are not going to, and setting up, agro projects there, is one, for strategic land ownership. Now think about it like this. Over the past 5 years, 4 years, 5 years, I've been talking about investing in Ekpe and all that. Now imagine that long ago what we had done was that we had set up, projects like this in Ekpe when nobody was even going there. We probably would have bought up all the land, done our titles, and then we own this land. But that didn't happen, so that's fine. So now we want to, first of all, own land strategically. So it's like strategic land ownership, right? You go into places people are not going to, and own the land. Secondly, I believe that every asset you own should be income generating, right? Every asset you own should be income generating, which means if you own a house, it should pay you rent, right? If you own, say an apartment, yes, it should pay you rent. If you own anything, let's say you buy a car for Uber, right? The car should pay you some form of money. This one is in terms of revenue, right? If you buy a car to use, that's not an asset, it's a liability, because it's not paying you. Yes, it's a necessity, it's something that you need to use, but yes, it's not paying you, it's not an asset. Same thing for the house you live in, right? Unless you know how to use the house you live in to generate income. So that same thing goes for land. I believe that when you buy land, while we wait for the land to appreciate, I think there's something that we can do, to get it to generate income. And that is, and one of those things is agriculture, right? Besides renting out the land, besides doing all other things on the land, maybe rent out to churches, event centers, and the rest of them for it to generate income for you, agriculture is one of those things. And that's how I came up with the whole term, the whole idea of agro-real estate. So it's real estate because you're buying the land and you're going to benefit from the appreciation of the land. It's agriculture because we are planting on the land, we are performing agricultural operations on this land. But what is most important is that the land is giving us some form of income, right? By next year, when these plantains grow, and are harvested, which there is a market for it already, what happens is that we sell, we make money. So look at a place like Hacienda now, before the land appreciates to where you want it to appreciate to, you've made back the money you used to buy the land, you've made profits. That's the thing about Hacienda. Now, talking about our new project, Palm City, right? So palm, takes like maybe say 3-4 years for you to harvest. And the thing is, by the time you harvest the first one and we process, and sell palm oil, palm kernel oil and the rest, what happens is that you even make back the entire money you used to buy the land in 1 year and profit. So this is my update on the Hacienda project. By next week, we'll be carrying out all those things I talked about, expanding the water infrastructure and all that. And we'll also be getting ready to, to plant some more. I'm grateful for the idea, for this project. I am grateful for the spirit of execution, and I'm grateful to the team, that's been working on this project, from the agri team to the regular symbolic project team, the media team, everybody, right? Now, we still have about 10 acres of land that we want to sell. The details of pricing and all that I'm just going to put on this video, and I'm going to put a link, where you can just download the brochure if you want to, or you can chat me up on WhatsApp if you want to be part of this. And let's see if you can be part of the remaining 10 acres of land, and then we stop sales on this project while we get ready to announce, our new agro real estate project. All right, guys, I'm signing out. I'll see you on my next video.